starts now.
Thanks for sticking with us here at 7:30. It's around dinner time, and we start this half hour talking about your food. More specifically, who's making it from start to finish. New data from the Migration Policy Institute shows around 2.1 million immigrants are employed in roles related to growing, harvesting, processing, and selling food here in the U.S. They account for 21% of workers in the food supply chain. When it comes to crops, about 2/3 of crop workers are foreign-born. Now, many come to the U.S. for seasonal jobs legally through the H-2A visa program. The owner of Whitaker Farms, for example, in Climax, just outside of Greensboro, tells our partners at Spectrum News she hires H-2A workers every year.
We could not survive without them. I'm 100% sure. We grow 17 acres of strawberries. We'll grow about 100 acres of squash. So they do all the picking of the squash 7 days a week, starting in May till November.
A lot of hard work. In fact, American Immigration Council says North Carolina is one of the country's top states for H-2A visa workers. But the workers have to go back to their home country for at least 3 months every year under current U.S. restrictions. Now, there are some crop farm workers who are undocumented. The USDA estimates they account for about 42% of crop laborers. And more than half of workers, they are in the dairy industry. Those numbers could change under the Trump administration, which has focused on immigration and mass deportations. The president wants to open those jobs up to Americans. So what does all that mean for you? Well, a 2024 study from the Peterson Institute for International Economics finds mass deportation could lead to a 10% increase in food prices because there will be fewer workers to do the farming.
If I hired Americans to do the work, I would have to pay probably about $100,000 a year per person, and they would only work 40, 50 hours a week.
What would happen to your farm and to your business if they are all sent back to their home country?
If that would happen, I'm out of business, and it wouldn't take long.
Gray Media White House correspondent John Decker joins us from Washington with how the Trump administration is responding to those potential impacts on our food supply.
Since January, the Trump administration has arrested, detained, and deported thousands of illegal immigrants. Earlier, I asked White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt whether the president's mass deportation program could potentially have an impact on the amount of fruits and vegetables that make it to the nation's markets.
40% of crop farm workers in the U.S. are undocumented, and that's according to the Agriculture Department. Do they have a carve-out in terms of the president's mass deportation program?
The president and the Trump administration have been very clear. If you are in the country illegally, you are subject to deportation.
Is there any concern that, given that large number, if that number is correct, 40% of crop farm workers being undocumented, that could impact the food supply here in America if those individuals that obviously help pick crops all across the country are deported en masse?
Again, this administration is focused on deporting individuals who are in our country illegally. It's something we have to do. We cannot allow the previous administration's invasion of our country of illegal immigrants to continue. We just can't have it. And this is a law and order president. As for our farmers and their concerns, they have a president who has their backs and listens to their concerns and hears them. But we also have a legal pathway to come to this country and work specifically for agricultural work. So there's a legal way to do it, and we encourage that legal pathway. And we're currently working on strengthening our legal immigration system for that reason.
In early April, President Trump suggested that undocumented farm workers would be allowed to leave the country and then return as legal workers if their employers vouched for them. At the White House, I'm John Decker.
John, thank you. Now, as far as those H-2A visas letting immigrants work here legally on a seasonal basis, President Trump has said he is open to making changes to the program for workers to gain possible citizenship, but no movement has been made just yet.